But we're going to start off this stream. I'm sorry, but my camera, you know, is what it is today. It's not going to be exactly. I'm going to try and get a circular. I'm just going to move over a bit here. So I'm kind of in the middle of this stream. But this is crazy. So Ubisoft board orders internal investigation and review into company's financial woes. Oh my, don't tell me P Outlaws is running. Won't someone think of the investors? But we're going to give this a read and we're going to talk. So this is crazy. Like, the powers that be at Ubisoft, the executive committee and the board of directors have announced an internal review and investigation of the company. Like, you could have just hired one of us gamers to tell you what the problem is. Let's be honest. This is what's crazy. That they think of we need an investigation. A lot of us who used to buy your games, or still do, we could tell you what the problem is. This is what's crazy. They're so distant from their audience, you know? That's what happens when you go corporate. This follows several setbacks for the firm, including, but not limited to, soft sales of Star Wars Outlaws and a big delay for Assassin's Creed Shadows. So most critical of all, however, and ultimately a product of the rest, is the stock price that has continued to nosedive in recent years. Wow. Whew. It's not looking good. So basically, that's down from a 5-year high of $85.18. Oh my gosh, it's now 11. Is that 11 euros 42? So it's a catastrophic stuff for a publicly. There's a fly. I've caught it, and you're dead. Sorry, it's a fly. What can you do? I caught that. That was great. A moth. It was a moth. So that's a down of a 5-year, which is of publicly traded publisher developer. Ubisoft size employing a frankly absurd 19,000 staff, guys. 19,000. Yeah, Floyd, good point. We'll get to that in terms of Ghost of Yotai. So comparison, SIE across all studios employs around 13,000. News comes to us of French firm's financial statement. So in the light, this is what they've said. In the light of recent challenges, we acknowledge the need for greater efficiency while delighting players. As a result, beyond the first important short-term actions undertaken, the executive committee, under the supervision of the board of directors, is launching a review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders. Oh, of course. Interestingly, the statement addresses the polarized comments around Ubisoft, presumably regarding the various controversies surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows. I want to reaffirm that we are an entertainment-first company creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is to not push any specific agenda. Must be a typo, is it? Is that right? We remain committed to creating games for fans and players that everyone can enjoy. Liars! And that is probably... Isn't that the first time they mentioned that? We do not want to push... Why do you? Why do you? It's crazy that they've actually had to say... They've acknowledged it. Except they still do it. So how optimistic are you feeling about Ubisoft these? I think you know. Anyway, let's just check some of the comments. Our goal is to not push any specific... Yeah, right. 19,000 employees to type control. And so this is what's crazy. It's like you need an investigation to kind of review why. Like you release broken games. You release... Like, you do have agendas. You do push certain agendas in your games, clearly. And now you're kind of acknowledging it because people are not buying your game. And supposedly, the pre-orders for Assassin's Creed Shadows are so bad. They had it coming. You know, I was someone who supported all of their games. And you could argue that for the first time... for the first time after Avatar was kind of like the last game where I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a chance, and it was so beautiful, like someone mentioned in the comments, and I was just so bored. I was like, wow, this is I'm bored. This is the last time I'm kind of fully invested in a Ubisoft game, Yeah, it can't like go like, you know, if you've played Avatar, if you take away all of the side content, I really enjoyed the main story, but it was only literally like 8 to 10 hours if you take away all the side missions and the side content I did, and I was just so bored by the end of it. It was a beautiful game. And this is the companies, it's like if only you just listen to your audience. Like that's what's crazy. If you listen to your audience and actually took on board, like you wouldn't even need this. They're just so distant. Apparently, they've used Chinese architecture in the trailer. Wow, I didn't even know that, Will. We're going to get to that. But if you look at Star Wars Outlaws, they were very soft, and they were softer than expected. So Ubisoft is slamming the release it on Steam button early. So it's coming to Steam in November. They're probably like, oh my gosh, we've made hardly any money. And Ubisoft says that its decision to delay Assassin's Creed Shadow to next year was motivated by softer than expected sale of its last big open world game, Star Wars Outlaws. The company also announced, while Assassin's Creed Shadows is feature complete, the learnings from the Star Wars Outlaw release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title. So this is what's crazy. If Star Wars Outlaws sold so well, they wouldn't have minded just putting Assassin's Creed Shadows out there, knowing that there's bugs, that they need further months to fix it. And now they're like, yeah, we can't release it in this state. That's what's crazy. That game would have been broken. Like, it might still be, but they can't afford to release it because, like, how can you say to further polish? Like, how can you say that it will provide additional time to further polish the title? Why are you still doing that? And then they also announced that Outlaws will come to Steam on November 21st and indicate that it's no longer going to do a timed Epic exclusive on PC. Oh, and they've just said when Assassin's Creed Shadow releases in February, if it does, it will be on Steam on day one. So they're in trouble. They're definitely in trouble. And I feel like they've just got everything. They had this coming, which is crazy. So, and you know what? I'm not even bothered. Like, there was a time where I would really care about these Ubisoft games and Ubisoft because they just made such good games. And the fact that Assassin's Creed Shadows, I watched a YouTube video today, and he was a YouTuber called Endymion. I like him. I think he's good. He was saying how he spoke to someone who's got inside info. I don't know if this is correct. Like, they're taking a lot of stuff out of Assassin's Creed Shadows, like the rap music that you have when you're playing as Yasuke. Yeah. So many changes are happening, which is crazy. And I don't think it's going to save Ubisoft. Whatever happens with Assassin's Creed Shadows, like at the moment, I don't feel that, like, you know, now, obviously, now that I'm moved into a house, money, I'm focusing more on what I spend is really important. So I'm going to be buying Silent Hill 2 remake. I want to buy Until Dawn, but I'm not just going to go out there now and just, you know, obviously if I had enough time, I would for the YouTube channel. But my plan is to, you know, I'm not going to just spend 60 quid on a Ubisoft game with loads of microtransactions. So it's unbelievable where you think what is happening, and this had to happen. But also when we look at this as well, so they're worried about the game. I don't know why these are coming out, by the way. They're on the right hand side. What are those leggings? The hell? Was that a wig? Anyway, Star Wars Outlaws Rescue Roadmap provides a snapshot of modern PS5 gaming. So this is what the team is also doing. So I don't know what you're talking about. So in hindsight, Ubisoft should have delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows earlier, yes, and they pushed Star Wars Outlaws into the November, yes, because it would have been less broken. They would have given both teams party to polish up, but still the damage has been done. Now comes the recovery mission. After a soft launch, the firm said it's committed to growing Star Wars Outlaws sales. Like, how are you selling? Like, how do you sell something and then you just say we're committed to growing Star Wars Outlaws and release a roadmap of upcoming fixes? It's this crazy. And it just doesn't matter. And I'm like, you know what? I won't buy this for maybe 3 years later when it's £10. And we're gonna incorporate various of quality of life improvements. Man, just finish your game. Seriously. So our team is currently working hard to address your feedback and deliver new content. I feel sorry for the people who bought the early access edition and had to delete their save file. More title updates will be heading your way in the coming weeks, along with the release of our first story pack on November 21st. They've got a damn roadmap. Title update. Key focus on... Damn. This is embarrassing. Listen, October 3rd, guys, we're going to get bug fixes and improvements. Should have done that before. But the next one on October 24th is going to focus on quality of life improvements, which means going back to October 3rd, we're going to be doing bug fixes and improvements. You could have just said it again. And then we're going to release on November 21st combat and stealth improvements, which, if you go back to October 3rd, means bug fixes and improvements. And then there's going to be new content. It's basically the same thing. I can't believe they said bug fixes and improvements, then quality of life improvements. I think that classes out as bug fixes and improvements. So, oh, this little roadmap. I wonder how long this took. I bet they made this on Canva. That is so funny. Yes, Floyd. The next thing we're going to bug fix in the bug fixes. So the new bug fixes are going to fix certain bug fixes, but it's going to cause some more bug fixes. But we're going to fix those bug fixes in the new live improvement. In the new quality of life improvements of the bug fixes. And honestly, it is crazy that it's unbelievable. Ubisoft, let's go to Ubisoft. We need to go to their Ubisoft. Oh my gosh. So let's just go from, let's go this one. And you know what? I've got no sympathy. Go 5 years. Oh my gosh. Let's go max. Oh my gosh. It is crazy. So basically their top, when was that? That was July 2018. July 2018. And look at this steady decline. And this is crazy that there's a lot of games I did love with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Origins, even Valhalla. I spent a lot of hours. I did get really drained by the end of it, but I got my money's worth, shall I say. And I think they just deserve it because we've got other, all this does is encourage other studios to come through. We're done. It's crazy. We've got some of the... It's just, looking at how many Ubisoft games I've got. I don't really know how many I've got. Which remake are you more hyped with coming in October? Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. Not really. But we're going to get on that. They also 90% of their stock. And what are you going to do?